I'm going to show you how to make some fun homemade abstract cards. I'm going to be using liquid acrylics, and you can use watercolor in the same way with some white paint, white gouache, or even white acrylics. You can also use acrylic inks as well. So I hope you're going to enjoy this abstract tutorial, creating your own homemade abstract cards. Let's get started. So I'm actually using acrylic paper, but you can use watercolor paper, and some washi tape, but you can use masking tape. And I'm just dividing my acrylic paper up into 6 separate little paintings. And now I'm spritzing the surface. And I'm going to use Golden's Highflow acrylics here. It's ultramarine, but you can use ultramarine watercolor paint. I'm giving it a good shake. There's a little cartridge inside that activates the acrylics, and I'm just squeezing that on to the damp surface. I'm going to use some magenta now. Again, you could use some pink watercolor or whatever color you fancy, because this is an abstract. It's just to get you loosened up. So I've just flicked that on, and I'm actually spritzing again just to activate the acrylic and to dilute it. I'm tilting here. I love to tilt my paintings, whether it be watercolor or acrylics, and just to see there's some exciting things happening there. So this is very abstract. This is a little bit of phthalo blue. So I'm just going to squeeze that onto the surface there. It's quite a strong blue. So just very randomly, it's a really nice way of loosening up as well. And you get some really interesting effects. So I'm using my palette knife to sort of move around the paint there, sort of manipulating it. And I'm sort of looking at this painting as a whole. So forgetting that there's 6 individual paintings there. It's a really nice way of actually approaching an abstract or getting ideas for abstract paintings as well. For a full list of all the materials I'm using, please see the description below. So I'm going to allow my little mini paintings to dry. And I've actually given you the colours that I'm using there. I'm still using acrylics, but you, again, if you're using watercolours, continue to do so. So I've got 2 blues here and a pink. So I've kept everything really simple. I've just added a little bit of white. Again, if you're using watercolors, you could use white gouache as well to get these sort of more pastel shades. And I'm using my plastic card now to sort of paint some abstract shapes using the edge of the card and the side of the card, just to sort of scrape on the paint to get these wonderful sort of effects. I'm spattering now with a synthetic brush, and for my palette there I'm just using a plastic lid. I'm now applying some of the white fluid acrylics there and spritzing that as well, and tilting just to kind of get some interesting results there. And I don't just tilt one way, I'll go the other way and use the Spritzer bottle to get the paint moving, and you get some quite nice effects there. And of course you can use different colours if you like. This is some teal, it's a little bit like turquoise or cerulean, it's a really light blue, and I'm just applying that to the damp surface with my plastic palette knife. But you could use a bit of card or a cut up store card. But as you can see, this is extremely abstract, and it's just a way of just feeling the paint and moving it around and having fun, being a child again and just really exploring things. So I've got a little bit more of the ultramarine just straight from the tube, a little bit of the phthalo blue as well, and letting sort of my palette knife just wander around, you know, just painting instinctively. And you know, you get some really interesting results. Remember, this is 6 little paintings here, so I always get quite excited thinking what everything's going to look like when I peel away the washi tape. So I hope you're going to enjoy that part as much as I did. So I've got a little bit of magenta there with the ultramarine, so it's got a sort of a lilac sort of violet-y colour, and just working my way around, as I say, instinctively, just letting the palette knife sort of lead me almost, and just having lots of fun. A bit more of a spatter there with some of the white, and that's the white acrylic paint with my synthetic brush, but you can use watercolor here and spatter some white gouache or white watercolor, and it just creates some sparkle and light. And I'm just applying some of that white acrylic here and there as well. I thought it'd be quite nice to use another colour, so I'm using a bit of orange. You could use red as well, or even some yellow, and I just wanted to get a little bit of vibrancy, get a pop of colour there that was a bit different. And just applying that now with my palette knife, just here and there on those little paintings, those little sections of paintings. And to finish off, I thought it'd be quite nice to use some fluorescent pink. If you don't have that, you could actually mix up pink with white, and I'm just splattering that really just to finish off, and I'm going to dry my painting. So I'm removing the washi tape now. I always get really excited when I look at this because you can see all these little mini abstract paintings that you didn't even know you had. So what I'm going to do now is just trim each one of them ready for my cards. So I'm using my paper trimmer, and details about that can be found in the description below. And you can actually trim some of the individual paintings even smaller. If it hasn't worked out in a particular area, you can crop it even smaller. So I've got my blank greeting card now. You can just use ordinary A4 card and cut it to your size. And I'm using a glue stick now to glue the back of the painting all around the edge. And I'll also put a cross in the middle as well, so when I apply it and stick it onto the card, it's more secure. And I'm going to use some paper towel to press down so I don't get any greasy marks onto the painting there. I'll also sort of give the painting a title using my black drawing pen here, and I'll also sign and date. You can also do that on the painting if you like, but I love that. It's very abstract, but it almost looks like sort of a very stormy sky with distant land and the sea as well. So this one's very abstract, so you can sort of choose which way you want it as well. So again, I'm gluing the back of the painting there all around the edges and applying it again, sticking it onto the card, just trying to make sure it's all lined up, and again using the paper towel to press down the painting to the card. And I'm just going to give the painting a title, sign and date again, but just to say I made a little landscape card then, a little portrait one on the right. But I thoroughly enjoyed painting these, and I really hope this inspires you to maybe have a go at painting this perhaps in watercolor or acrylics, whatever you fancy, or even other mixed media. If you like this content and you'd like to support the videos that I publish here on YouTube and want to get access to my weekly exclusive tutorials, why not think about joining my Patreon membership? Details about the membership can be found in the description below. Thanks so much for watching. Happy painting. Bye for now.